Welcome to the Advertising Forum. Today marks a special episode. We're doing things a little bit differently than we normally do. We have the CEO and co-founder of Innovid, Zvika Netter, with us.
Zvika, it is rare for us to do a one-off episode of the Advertising Forum, but it was Mediaocean and technically Flashtalking that came on as our very first series sponsor, and we discussed creative. So as you know, the Advertising Forum is all about storytelling, educating our community, and sharing with the audience. So we figured your story of co-founding Innovid, merging with Mediaocean, would just make a great story to bridge into the next chapter of your company. So thank you, Zvika. We are honored to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
My honor. Very happy and excited to be here. Thank you so much.
All right. So Zvika, let's kick this off. You were building for quite a long time. As we even started beforehand, when I was in my early Tube Mogul years, you and Tal, and like you guys were, Innovid was building. We had a great partnership. Can you walk us through a little bit of the story of just how you got to all of a sudden you're merging with Mediaocean? Just help us understand the story behind this deal. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yes, absolutely. At the core, it's pretty simple. So as you said, yes, we started the company about 17 years ago. And I think I'm even cheating a little bit. It's even maybe more. I'm still old. And I believe there's another 17 years ahead. You know, we started the company with a mindset of kind of built to last, and across, clearly in advertising, people, there's a lot of mergers and a lot of consolidation. But as you saw, it's still called Innovid. It's still a company. I'm still the CEO and co-founder. And basically the story is the core. While we're under Mediaocean, the acquisition was done by Mediaocean. Basically, Mediaocean owns a company called Flashtalking, which happens to be a great DCO vendor and an ad serving vendor that's been around even more than us, I think 21 years. So it's been out there operating, and I would argue that, Google ad server, GCM, what used to be DoubleClick, is kind of the number one ad server out there in terms of popularity. Innovid, with the focus on CTV in terms of market share and revenue, was second. And Flashtalking, with a focus on DCO, like display, social, omnichannel more than us, was third. So we're basically taking number 2 and 3 and putting them together to create a bigger number 2. So from that perspective, there's nothing, nothing extreme about it. It's like two partners, or I would say partners, but they, in the past, somewhat competitors that came together to achieve the same vision, the same dream, just to do it, bigger, better, faster. And for us, we used to be public. So part of that was also to become private, which allows us to invest more in innovation, be more aggressive than we were as a public company. So the dream, the vision is the same. And Mediaocean, in a way, you can look at it as a holding company. They're the owner and they're owned by a PE. The action is actually happening between Flashtalking and Innovid. It's about 400 each, in terms of employees. So we're managing an 800 people business with hundreds of millions of dollars in ad tech revenue. So it's another chapter. It's chapter 3 for our journey.
So opening up and starting chapter 3 with the nearly $1 billion of revenue, nearly 1,000 people, having amazingly talented and smart folks on both teams working collaboratively. Help us understand, how does this impact the different brands, the different agencies? What additional features, benefits are they going to have from having both Mediaocean, Flashtalking, Innovid all coming together under one holding company, one umbrella?
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes. So yes, and apologies if I'll focus more on the Flashtalking Innovid, then you're not going to hear me.
Oh, don't worry. This is
right.
This is about Innovid.
So just because it's easier, the immediate integration is happening between Flashtalking and Innovid, and the ad tech world knows both companies pretty well. We work with hundreds and hundreds of marketers and agencies and publishers, kind of on the ad tech. Prisma is on the Mediaocean. Prisma is on the more infrastructure side of agencies, kind of the billing, the media planning. So there's a massive amount of data that is very interesting, and we are definitely planning to connect to have the full flow. The immediate, the users, the customers of Flashtalking and Innovid, that together we have more than half of the top 200 TV advertising in the US using us as ad servers. That is going to be felt, really, really fast. Basically, to your question in terms of what's the impact, you can think about it that Innovid was built as an ad tech stack, ad server, DCO, measurement and optimization on video, on CTV, on connected TV. Our premise when we started the company, and the reason we're still here when we're growing and successful, is we could put all our focus on connected television. Before, it used to be called OTT, and before that, I'm not even sure what, right? So even this is pre-VAS, pre-VPay days. Like, it's ancient history. And we were, Innovid stand for innovation in video, but the future was future of television. So we stayed laser sharp focused on until today. Having said that, we've gone to a scale and the type of customers we have and the challenges we see in the market, that there was a need for a much more omnichannel solution. So that includes display and social, things that we did not focus on. So that's something that Flashtalking is more horizontal, while Innovid is vertical. And we definitely have a lot of also mutual customers and customers that we're going to go after. So from Innovid perspective, it's social, omnichannel, stronger DCO, omnichannel DCO capabilities. For the existing Flashtalking customers, it's things that it's better CTV product. CTV is a big deal these days, I hear. So it's a better video CTV product. Yes. It's a measurement suite, reach, frequency, outcome that was not there across CTV, linear, and digital channels. And the third thing is an initiative called Harmony, a product which is optimizing the media side of the house based on performance on the creative side. So for each customer base, we have immediately additional products to offer now. And overall, we're going to take these two engineering team and kind of build the future of how we see the stack in the future. It includes, of course, AI is going to take a big component of like putting this all together. So there's immediate value today, and then within 6 months to a year, you're going to see much more coming as an integrated platform, like a single platform.
Zvika, that's really insightful. Thank you for giving us a highlight of what some of the tools and the big idea is behind this merger. I think there's a lot of questions in the market of what this means for the industry and the solutions that you can bring to your clients. And also, thank you for announcing this at the Marketecture Live conference. It means a great deal to us. We know how big of a deal this is for you and how much work it's been for the team. When it comes to merging any two companies, it can be bumpy, it can be complicated. There's processes you need to go through. And one of the biggest things is, how are you keeping your teams happy? How are you keeping them motivated? And how do you blend these two cultures together to build the new Innovid and a more powerful, positive, driven company than it was even before?
Yes, I mean, it's definitely the number one, focus for me. I've been around enough to know, and definitely for Innovid, for me as CEO and founder, it's always about people, right? All of us have been in this industry forever, worked this company and this company and this company. So it's really a lot. And we all know that, being on a marketecture platform in ad tech, there's a lot of fluff, there's a lot of talk, and there's action. And
so much fluff.
Yes. So in order to last 17 years and have credibility, Lord, it's really about, who you are as people, what's your culture, and to have credibility in market. And that's true both for Flashtalking and Innovid. Again, Flashtalking's been around for 21 years. Clearly, Mediaocean and MediaBank has been but again, I'm focusing on the ad tech side of the LT house, which is where all the action is happening now for us. So both Flashtalking and Innovid have great reputation in the industry, great startup kind of energy. Both have a very strong creative roots, whether it's DCO, interactive CTV, like a lot of very, very strong creative suite. Huge passion for strategic, like thinking of the future strategically. Both companies, which is amazing. Again, I think Flashtalking 21 years, we were for 70 years, have done zero in media. Both companies have not touched. We never ad network, DSP, SSP, whatever you want to call it. Those companies never touched, bought or sold a single impression and cut a single, take rate. The thing that the core values are the same. So that makes the job much, much easier. My new executive team is half Innovid, half Flashtalking. I am not, it's a number one focus for me, but I have to say I wouldn't do it if I didn't feel, I know the former founder, I know all the former executive team in Flashtalking. So I feel very, very comfortable in that environment. And we all know Bill Wise. Bill is now my boss. He's the CEO of Mediaocean. And he's a phenomenal strategist and deal maker in this industry. And I know him for many, many years. So I feel very comfortable with, who is managing me and my team. Clearly not to say that it's going to be easy. It's always bumpy, but life is always bumpy. But the core infrastructure from a culture and value perspective and strategy, is super aligned. So I'm very optimistic on that one.
Zvika, ad tech is bumpy. That's why we have Band-Aids all over our bodies.
Yeah.
It is never as we expect and constantly changing. With that, how do you think the collaboration is going to be in the long run? What's the ultimate goal here? And what does this mean by joining forces?
Tal and I, Tal, my co-founder at Innovid, who's not with the company anymore, off to other exciting adventures. Every time somebody was like, "What's your plan?" When we were like 5 people, and when you interview people, they're like, "What's your long term? Like, what's the exit? What's the strategy?" Like in high, like the undercurrent is like, what's the exit scenario, and how many years I should work here to make millions? And the answer would always be very simple: world domination. And then everybody will laugh at it. It's like, no, we're serious. We're serious. So, by the way, joke aside, now with Flashtalking together, we had, close to 1,000 employees, and I don't even know how many offices around the world, like 20 plus, every country, all across Europe, Asia, and the US, and Latin America. Like it's massive. So, where all this is going is a better, the goal was always to create a better experience. I mean, if anybody that knows Innovid and Flashtalking, I can talk for Innovid because I've been there for 17 years. It was always about doing the right thing, for the industry. And I think we have enough track record for people to say, well, they actually, did what they said they're going to do. And we're going to continue to say that. So we always stayed outside of media. I truly believe there's a room, I come from fintech before that. And like, I don't understand, I'm not a media person. I never had it, never ran a DSP or an ad network. I don't understand why we are building, it's called ad technology. And we have at the core, most of the money is in the media. Is the take rate, basically. The supply chain, the take rate, all these things, like this black box, like all this lack of transparency. You basically have an industry that transacts, hundreds of billions of dollars, and there's no clear path, not clear workflow, no clear path. I think it's intention, right? Because then there's more money that gets lost in the middle, whether it's fraud, over, reach, issues, frequency issues, fraud issues. There's so many issues. I think these are all solvable through software. If you look at banking system and other system, and all these work on SaaS, like on a software, like, you use Salesforce. I use Salesforce. All our customers use Salesforce. You pay them per seat, per storage, and here you're paying 5%, 15% of the transaction. Why? So, and by the way, that's okay. But we decided to focus on building software, enterprise software, that serves our customers in a very clear, transparent way, and to build long-lasting relationships. So from that perspective, we continue to serve, the largest CPG in the world, probably together, most of the pharma industry, most of the auto industry in the US are customers of ours. And the goal is to continue to serve them, use the latest technologies to create and optimize the outcomes for them. So next big thing, AI, we have massive amount of data. We implement AI. The engine of the AI needs to optimize the outcomes for our customers, not for our bottom line. And the pricing for this should be software pricing. So a lot of time, around us, people make a ton of money, come and go. And we're just like, we're going to keep building software for making this industry better. And hopefully we're going to, make our customers, employees, and our families happy. So we are making money along the way, not as much as others maybe at certain points, but the idea is to do this for the next 20, 30 years and really own that space, everything except media.
Along with world domination. Zvika.
Yeah, I mean,
this has been...
Not to actually dominate the world, but let's put it this way, if you think about what DoubleClick did, right? If you create the infrastructure of future advertising and you own that piece of software in a neutral way, in an unbiased way, you can make a lot of money. You can make a lot of people happy. And I'm not just talking about the advertisers. You can really balance the industry and the experience of watching content for free on the internet, on television. I mean, there's plenty more to talk about, but I truly, on a personal level, believe there's kind of a better world out there that's not dominated by big tech. And we're going to continue to do our thing. And hopefully the world will invite us to be there.
We are cut from such a very similar cloth. Yeah. We are so excited that you and your joint team are making this announcement. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Innovid.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Mazel tov.
Bye-bye.